Hey everybody, it's Gio Aritas, the director of the Real Estate Investment Group with Nationwide Realty, and I appreciate y'all hopping on here and listening to what I have to say. It's amazing to me. I've been in business for myself now, going on 23 years maybe, and I've always run my own businesses. I've always known the different angles that you have to make and the different ways that you have to approach business in order to be successful. And the one thing that I realized is that you have to know how and when and how much to spend when you're running a business. And as a real estate agent, as a licensed agent, we are running our own independent businesses. When you hire an agent, that agent is an independent contractor for all parties. And so getting together with one and working with one that actually understands what marketing is, how to run their own business, has knowledge on the market, it's very, very important. I'll give you an example. As a director of this team, I direct a whole bunch of agents right now. We have going on 10. We have 9 agents right now. And our interview process is a very rigorous interview process. To get on our team is not easy. Agents have to display a whole bunch of different qualities and skills before they can be brought on the team. And the interview process is in stages. And so after the first initial process comes, and I see that the person is somebody that might be like-minded, might want to operate real estate the way that the Real Estate Investment Group at Nationwide does, and then we get into the interview. And so the story I'm going to tell you is something that I think is very important for people who are looking for a real estate agent to know sometimes what real estate agents and how they perceive. And I think it just comes from a general lack of having knowledge about how to run one's own business. But anyhow, I got an interview request, and we went through some of the process, and finally this gentleman wanted to get on the phone, and we were getting ready for our phone interview and wanted to talk to me, and I wanted to talk to him. So we get into the conversation a little bit, and we start talking about, every agent is concerned with really just one thing, and it's what's my split, what's my money that I'm going to take, and what do I have to do for it. And the thing that I've learned, generally speaking, is that across the board, real estate agents just tend to be lazy. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that the barrier to entry into our industry, especially in Nevada, is rather low. So you've got a lot of people who are trying to get into this business, who are in this business, but maybe are just part-time and they carry another job, and they're not 100% in it, and they don't know everything. So we start talking, and I get a chance to get to know him, and I actually started liking the guy. I was thinking, gosh, this guy sounds like he might actually be like-minded and understand the importance of going at real estate with a numbers perspective and a numbers view, and making sure that you're running things properly and you know the market and you're giving information to the client to make sure that they're understanding everything that's going on and having all of the information so they can make the options, blah, 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 blah. All the stuff you guys have heard me say in all these videos that I've been posting. And then it gets time to talk about the splits, of course. And so we start talking about splits for buyers and splits for, and he asked me if the splits for the listings are the same. I said, yeah. I said, but the difference with the listings is that we take out the cost of doing the property first, and then we take our splits. And he says, oh, okay. And how much does a typical property, go for? Like, how much do you spend on a typical property? What are the expenses on a typical listing? And I said, well, it depends on the property, but generally speaking, we'll spend anywhere between, a quarter or half of a percent all the way up to 1% sometimes, and sometimes more. It depends, which, and so I threw the numbers out there to see if he understood where I was headed with it. Meaning that the average price in Las Vegas is about $250,000 right now, and sometimes we spend up to $2,500 on a property just to market it and to get it out there. You have to do that in this market. You have to be able to get the property out there because there's so much going on now and so much information with the internet that people are able to see. You could easily get lost. And he was blown away. He was up in arms. He was so upset that I would want to spend that amount of money marketing a house, and he took it personally. He's like, you're trying to screw the agents, and this isn't right, and I should never have done this. And, well, what it said to me, the interesting part of it, what it said to me was, look at how not informed this man was as to how much it costs to operate the business, how much it costs to do the marketing, to put the basic science together, and put the marketing together and make a website and do all the things that you need to do to market somebody's property to be able to justify asking for 3% on your side, or sometimes 4, depending on the property, or even 2, or even, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is, you got to spend money. And so what I learned was that the majority of these agents that are either entering the market or in the market, and they're not full-time agents, and they don't really understand the marketing and the aspect of the market, of how it works and how it runs. It's sad because everybody knows a real estate agent, but you don't know the kind of information that you're getting from them. You don't know how well informed they are. They all will pretend to be well informed, but when it comes down to it, here's somebody who wants to join our team and doesn't understand the basic costs of marketing a property. And costs are going up, 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 up. So cost for everything going up. Cost of living is going up. Cost of goods is going up. Cost of commodities going up. Cost of houses is going up. Cost of everything. Everything's going up. So it kind of brought me to a point where I said, something, people need to, before they choose an agent, even if it's somebody, and especially if it's somebody that it's a friend, somebody you made a verbal commitment to in the past, and you feel some obligation to have to follow through on that. What it comes down to really is, this is a big investment for anybody who's in the real estate market. Any kind of real estate purchase and ownership is a big deal. And you should have people working for you that know what they're doing, that understand the industry, understand the business, and especially if you're thinking about listing your home, understand what it actually takes to do it properly. Anyhow, thanks so much for watching, and thanks for joining me today. I'd love to gain your business. If you're interested, my contact information is always in the comments below. But if not, it's 702-805-2720. You can also text me there, 702-805-2720. And you can hit me on an email at gio, @reiglv.com. Again, that is gio, @reiglv.com. You can check out our website too. Bye.